Hello and welcome to the second devlog of Monument Rivals. Yeah, you heard it correctly. I changed the game name from Monument Race to Monument Rivals because I found it more fitable, and you're gonna see why in a moment. But for now, I'm going to tell you a little bit what is changed from the last time. Quite a things literally changed from when I started to where I am right now. This game is still in development, it is still not finished yet, there's still tons of things to do, but there's also a ton of things to show you right now. And maybe a little bit too much that I cannot maybe record at all, but we will see how it will go. So the last time when you actually saw this game, there is a lot of things that have changed. For instance, there is now more of an UI that you can use to play this game instead of using the keyboards and the keys around it. So it is basically more with the mouse. You don't also see the numbers from rolling the dice in the last game. It was that you saw the dice or you saw the numbers, and that is completely gone. They are now really rolling dice right now. And well, you know what, I'm going to show you this because I find this one of the things that I find amazing that I made this. So now you have this roll dice, and it goes over to this overview, and then when you roll you see the dice you're going over. But first let me show you something else. I work a lot to create a new board. This is one of the promises that I wanted to make, because the old board, I don't want to make this in the same Monopoly board that like every other board game has. And for me, I say to myself, well, what about an hexagon? Like a ton of new things, instead of just a rectangular board. I make this, and they are all 7 squares. From if you start on the blue side to there's 7 squares on each side. In total actually 8 squares, because if you start from here to here, that's actually made a total of 8, but it is actually from starting from here to there is 7 squares. And there is also some other changes as well. I changed also everything to the same thing in the same part tiles. Red is still the sabotage, blue you get stone. Yellow is a new one. Yellow does actually nothing, it's just you stand there and your turn is over. Yeah, that is something that is for me new. Maybe later I will decide if I wanted to do something, because I have that written down in my game design document, but for now I don't know if I wanted to add it right now, because it does not add too much to the gameplay. That is something that I find maybe later. The blue spots are still the same, what I just told, but one thing is definitely changed, and you will see that in a moment. And the green spots are the same. You're still building one part of the monument for an amount of stone that you get. The red squares also basically the same. They are still sabotage you can use to play against your other players. So when you roll right now, you see actually now some dice is rolling. So I'm going to do that, and I like this little part right now because it adds so much. So also what I actually did, what you just saw, the camera changes to an other side view. There's also something, one of my wish lists, that I can do this. And this add also a little bit more, because in the other version the problem was when you build a part of the monument, eventually you couldn't see your player anymore on the other side. So that was the main problem that I find, and took away a lot of the fun to see actually again your player. So that's also been changing. What you right now see is one of the sabotage that I actually did. Sabotage got some problems in the past. Some of the sabotage didn't work, and now most of the sabotage do work, luckily. There were some few minor bugs, but they are now fully repaired right now. I'm going to get on this because this gives the other player not the option to build for 3 turns, but you know, he still needs 3 stones, so I'm gonna say it takes at least 1 or 2 turns to get this type of stones, and you will notice why. Also, what I have did is make an end turn, so you can press the end turn, it goes to a fade and goes to the next player, and we're gonna roll again. Let's see what we get. 6. So this is one of the new cards that I actually made. I have to tweak some things still in the UI. The UI is still not finished. I'm also busy right now with the main menu, so heads on this. So there's still a lot of things to do, and there's still a lot of things to test for me. You know, you can do everything in editor, but also in full game screen mode, there's still a lot to change. But what these are 3 cards, and on the 1 card there is a lot of stone, and in 1 card you get maybe nothing, or maybe 1. It's just how Lux tried this out for you. And I thought by myself, that makes it a little bit faster to get a stone instead of saying, oh, you get 2 or get 3. And it also adds a little bit of balance for people to play this game, because most of the time somebody get like, every time he hits the blue spot, he got always stone, always, and then he hits the green one he could build, when the other player just ended all sometimes on the yellow spots a lot, or on the green spots without stone. So let me choose one, the middle one. Okay, I just get 1 stone. So you can see this player get now 1 stone. So let me do it again. So there's still tons of work to do. There are still some bug fixing to do, and there is still no AI to actually combat you. It is still, you know, you versus you, or maybe if you have a friend, maybe you can do that. So you can also see the UI is still not something correctly, so I have to change that. But no worries, it will be done by hopefully by this Saturday, because I want to show you my work again on Saturday if I have the time for it. So I will do that. So let me choose one again, 1 stone. So actually the basic idea of this park, what you see right now, that is actually my thing. Right now I want to show this is a park and not like just a street. There are still a lot of things that I wanted to do in it as well. Going back to this, okay, because this still feels a little bit empty. Not by meaning by empty, oh, there's nothing, but more in the sense of it does not feel filled, it does not look like a park. It is just, you know, still hexagon with some spots around here, which I'm going to explain soon. But there is no props outside. There is no like a lantern or a bench or something that fills the park. Secondly, I only have this road. Maybe I want to put some 4-sided roads with maybe some buildings at the side instead of a lot of trees, to make this a little bit more fun gameplay aesthetic look. It is not adding to the gameplay, but more as an aesthetic look. My mistake. For these spots around here, these are where your monuments are going to get built on. So for now it is a little bit of default. You still can only build the Eiffel Tower and the Empire State Building, but the Tower of Pisa is in here, and the pyramid, and I also have an idea to use the Belgian Atomius. At least that's how we would call it. And no, just another type of monument. Still not figure out which I want to do. Maybe the Big Ben from London, because it is fairly easy to recognize in the game. Because I want to use actually monuments that easy are recognizable instead of doing really hard, difficult stuff, really hard, difficult um, modeling into this. But I want to at least add some more, and instead of you can play it with 4 players, it can be ended with, with 6 players in total, and maybe it makes it more fun. And maybe you can add people to it, or friends, if you want to. I'm not figuring out with if I want to do it, make it more local online. For now, I want to do it more like a single player experience and then going on to a multiplayer one when everything is good and established, because it is a really big thing. It is a really big chunk of work to do it. It's not something you do it you do it like program it in 10 minutes. Especially from my side. So yeah, there's still some things to do. Also, when you're building a monument, so if you end up the green spot and you deliver, you get to see that part of the monument getting built, but not the camera is actually zooming through into that. So that is also still one of my wishes to do, because it gives some player some idea. I'm making progress. Like there is no feedback that you actually build the tower. There's only feedback from I'm losing some stone, for instance that. Also, I want to use some more icons on every tile right now. I did it for this one, but I want to change instead maybe into one bomb or something else, because what now the logo is like I call the classic villain, the ones that you saw in old cartoons, but on one side it is not very recognizable. I find it out, and I wanted to change this as well. So yeah, a lot of things have happened in between, like this and 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks. Cannot remember when I put the first one, but there's a lot of work being done, and I'm generally happy how it looks like right now. I'm also generally happy that I want to put another version right now. There is also another version, an older version, which you only collect stone by 1. So this is actually the latest version for me, and this is also the latest version that I want to put on itch.io. If you are a fan for board games and you want to test it out, I will put the link from the old version right now, not from the new version. And if you want to know more, or you want to know what I'm currently working on right now, you can follow me on Twitter as well on Facebook. So there's a lot of things, you can find me back. For now, I will leave this as it is, and hopefully I will speak to you the next time. Have a great day, everybody.